to Real Talk Conversation, where a platform has been created to come together and not divide each other. You know, sometimes when people come in, we give them a shout out. I see Carol Allen. She's in here. What's up, Carol? What's going on? Thank you for coming through. We appreciate you coming through. You know, and we'll shout you out when you come through sometime. You know, when I see you pop in on the Facebook or even the YouTube, I see you pop in. I'll say some stuff and let you know. But before we get started with all the other stuff too, Thursday when we did the live, we talking about the kids then and did play some videos and stuff like that. So if you missed it, it's still on my son page and it's still on Cornelius Dunlap page. But you know, my page got reported for it. That's fine. But that's how truth is when you put truth out there. That's how it is. I'm just checking some stuff as people come in. Y'all come in. Introduce yourself when you come in. Let us know that you're here. This is your first time. Let us know it's your first time. Let us know your first time. If it is, we welcome you. We thank you for tuning in with us. Yeah, we appreciate you. You are more than welcome. So, anything you got to say before we get started?
I was gonna say, as we go into this episode and stuff, we want y'all insights on this. I'm pretty sure he's gonna be asking questions, or even if you don't ask questions, if you want to get your opinion and things of that nature on here, feel free to do it. If you want to pop in, you know, let us know. I'll send the link.
Yeah.
He'll send the link, but most likely I'll do it from my point, on my end and stuff, and we'll have you in the back room and have you come in and things of that nature. So yeah, this gonna be a good episode. Y'all stay tuned.
Yeah, which our topic is our babies, children. The enemy wants to destroy them.
What's up?
Hello from the People Show. Hey, what's going on, man? You know him?
I don't know.
What's happening, man? Welcome. If this is your first time, man, appreciate you jumping in and joining us today. We're not a big platform. We just talk about normal stuff. And one of the things that I see, and with Neil and even with my son, is how the kids are being attacked. They want to destroy. They want to destroy our babies. They want to destroy our children. They're building prisons like crazy. They're setting people up. Kids are becoming unalived. So it's so bad now that the children are unaliving each other. Come on, kids. Come on. This is something that's serious, y'all. This is nothing to play with. I'm not here to play with it, you know, with this. Come on. Young people, parents, grandparents, guardians, any care. If you're doing something, come on.
Appreciate you coming through.
Appreciate you coming through, man. Come on. And what I mean by come on, teach these kids and let these kids know what the real reality of this world is. Quit sugarcoating stuff with these kids like it's all this and all that. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's not.
You gotta keep it straight up with them.
You gotta keep it straight up. You gotta keep it, as they say, 100. You gotta stop sugarcoat. And as young people say, you gotta stand on business. You gotta stand on business with these kids. These kids are not stupid. The generation that we're in now, social media got them everywhere. YouTube got them everywhere. They are here. And the enemy is trying to destroy our babies.
Keisha said, at what age do you introduce them to how the world really is?
When I was growing up, my mother and my sister, not my sister, but my brother, introduced me to early on about the care of all this.
Carol, is that better? Y'all let us know if we need to turn
up. Let us know if we need to turn up.
And we'll do that before we continue.
Yeah, we're trying to adjust stuff as we go anyway. So
make sure everything is good. So y'all let us know.
Yeah, let us know. It's another Pratt. Welcome. Thank you. Amanda Monroe, thank you for joining in. Y'all just thank you. I appreciate it. Okay.
All right, appreciate it.
Yeah, but the kids are important. My big brother, one of my mentors, Minister Curtis Gatewood, he said something. This is what 5 years ago, about 5 years ago, 6 years ago, before the pandemic and stuff like that. We was having a meeting on Stop Killing Us, Justice Administration, Stop Killing Us. And he said, the children are not the future. The children are now.
Yeah.
They are now. Because if we don't get them now, we're not going to have any children in the future. They're either going to be in prison, in a nursing home because they don't got shot all up, can't nobody take care of, or in the cemetery. One of the three. One of the three.
It's sad to see that, because it's kids, and then it's like young adults my age. Yeah, people older than us and things of that nature, but I'm seeing a lot of young adults my age because I'm 26, and I'm seeing it from mid-20s. Some of them don't even get to make it past their early 20s, or they way younger than that, and we just taking each other out.
They are unaliving each other in record numbers. They're unaliving each other in record numbers. And I was talking to some young people last week, and they know me. A lot of people know me by my nickname, Pete. So they know me by that name. And one of the guys said, "Man, y'all, your generation getting old, ain't it?" I said, let me tell you something, young man. I said, you better pray you live to get to this age at 57, where I'm at right now. You better pray that you get to this age.
Like Keisha said, some of them never make it out of high school.
Never make it out of high school. If you have never read the Willie Lynch letter, please go pull that letter up because it's accessible right now. Please go pull that letter up and read that letter.
She said they aren't taking life seriously anymore. Yeah,
it's like they're not afraid of nothing no more.
Because I pay attention to a lot of them and I watch how they interact and what they be out here doing. And a lot of them think they're gonna stay young forever, or they think they untouchable and invincible, like they just gonna live forever. And almost like as if life is a video game. There ain't no restart button.
No restart button. We say that all the time. There's no reset button to push to start your life over again. Yes, God can give you a second chance. I took second chance out of that. God gave me many a chances. Yes, he can. But once you're in that casket and they close that lid, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. It's no more. It's no more. Ever. You would never see them again.
Keisha said in their eyes, the value of life has decreased over the years. It really has.
Yes, their eyes. I mean, Lord have mercy. It's like every week, whether you turn on the TV and look at the news or whether you read it on social media or somewhere, it's like they're just taking themselves out, like they don't even care anymore about life. And a lot of them think it's a badge of honor to go to prison. That's not a badge of honor.
Mm-hmm.
My friend, which I'm gonna get him on here, Lorenzo Steele Jr., he got a bus set up how prisons look on the inside, how much room you have in there. So I'm gonna get him on there. We got programs like Brother for Life that's trying to do something for the young kids. We got the Holler Center, Leon Gate, we're trying to do something for the kids. I mean, I got to put his flyer up after a while because he's trying to send entrepreneurs, kids to be entrepreneurs, get them off the streets.
Keisha said, how do we teach them otherwise? I found myself telling my son that once you die, you don't come back. He's 6.
Yes, that's you starting at the right age. You starting right now. Tell him now.
She said, still struggling to enforce this for him, so it would stick. I'm gonna come back to this one right here. How do we teach them otherwise? Man, it's so many things we can do and try to do. And I understand in this generation, it's a lot of them, and I've seen it for myself. They looking at it like, man, we ain't trying to hear all that. And I understand it, and I get that, because majority of people would be trying to lecture them. And I get what you're trying to do. You know, you're trying to teach them and guide them, but there's many ways you can approach that. You know, sometimes they just want you to listen to them as to why they do what they do, and you know what it is, how their upbringing was, and all that. Instead of just saying, "Well, you should be doing this," blah blah blah. Just listen to them and hear them out.
Yeah,
there's many ways to approach that.
As we encourage, like we always encourage people to comment when you come in. To comment. This is your first time here. Welcome. We are welcome to you. Real Talk Conversation, where a platform has been created to come together and commune together, not divide each other. You know, we encourage you to comment, because you never know when people go back and watch this and see this, because it's on YouTube too. It's on my page, it's on his page, and it's on his other page, Be Smooth page. You never know who may read the comments, and it could help someone. It can help someone, y'all. That's why we encourage everybody to comment if you can. If you like sharing your story, you can share your story. If you're not afraid to come up and talk, we'll let you come up and talk about your experience. We greatly appreciate it. Everybody that's coming in, we greatly appreciate you. But our Jesus, Siren Lake, been saving lives. What I missed? Nothing. If you saving lives, you ain't missed nothing. You doing what you're supposed to be doing. But it's our children, y'all. Our children. Lord have mercy. I see it all the time. They get younger and younger. How can you have a 6-year-old being unalive by another 4 or 5-year-old, 6-year-old, 13-year-old, 15-year-old unalive, haven't even started to live yet? Nick B said, there's no regard for human life. They portray the person that is easy to unalive the next person with no conscience or remorse. They aren't afraid of the consequences or repercussions, or at least that's the way it appears. A lot of times that's the way it appears, because when they get in that courtroom and that judge give them all them years, they cry.
It's a video. I'm gonna try to find it right quick, but I feel like a lot of children and young adults should really see this. Once I find it, I'm gonna send it to them. Then I'm gonna have them play it.
Yeah, and just like our children, because I got some stuff down written down too. It's like our children are not just the future; they are the present battle. The enemy has always targeted the seed, and today is no different. From Pharaoh in Egypt to Haran in Bethlehem, the strategy has been consistent. Unalive the future before it can grow. The enemy knows that if he can confuse, corrupt, or eliminate children, he wins a long-term war. And I always say the biggest playground for the enemy is the children at school.
Yeah, I sent it to you on Messenger whenever you want to play it.
Okay. Those are the biggest playground for kids. The attacks are strategic. It's a strategy to the attacks. Children are under attack from every direction: spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and even physically. Taking a life is still the craziest thing I ever seen. I'm ex-military, and that took a lot out of me that I even did that. Took years to get right. At the time, it was either them or me, and I was coming home regardless. You know what, Darius? I'm gonna share this story with this guy I used to work with, and by you saying that right there, it was either me. It was either them or me. He fought in the Vietnam War, and we was working one day, and he just started standing there shaking and sweating. And I was like, Mr. Bill, you okay? You okay? You okay? He was just like that. And when he came down, I said, man, what was wrong? He had a flashback. He had a flashback because they had strapped a bomb on his kid. And he said what you said. It was either him or all of them that was in that foxhole. And it plays in his head that he had to take this child, you know. But these kids, the enemy always targets the young. Yes, he do. Always target the young. He's confusing around identity and gender. He exposed you to hypersexuality, sexuality content. You see a lot of porn stuff. You see a lot of nakedness on social media. You see all this stuff on social media. Social media is the ground for it too. Broken families, absent fathers. Fathers, if you ain't here, absent fathers and lack of spiritual leadership. Absent fathers. That's why they try so hard and so important to take the fathers out the home. They'll say, we'll take care of you, but you got to get the dad at the house. No, let the daddy be in the house.
Mm-hmm.
He said, I get flashes here and there. Those kids are exploited so much, it's sickening. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Education system pushing agendas rather than truth. You see how they doing history books, y'all.
Yeah.
I can't worry about if they're gonna take this stuff down now. I got to do that. I feel like it's right. I got to do what I got. If I'm gonna talk about the kids, I'm gonna talk about the kids. That's what I'm gonna do. I can't worry about they taking stuff down. I can't. I just can't. Hopefully they don't. But if they do, I can't worry about it. Role of parents. And before I say that, this isn't random. It's a warfare. Warfare, y'all. You gotta fight. Everything ain't these fighting.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes get down on your knees fighting in the spirit. But a lot of this stuff is spiritual. A lot of this stuff is spiritual. I didn't realize how important it was to have a male figure into the home until recently. I would have argued down before having kids, but now I understand it's hard. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
They be needing that.
They need it. Whether a lot of mothers believe it or not, it's important for that father to be in that life. You try to some parents try to prevent the father from being in the life and seeing the kid, but they turn around and end up just like that father.
Mm-hmm.
History books are a scam. They took so much history and reworded it, left some things out. I went and did some research myself. I just want to let y'all know they're lying about Antarctica. Leave it at that. It's a lot of stuff they've taken out. Even our history, they're taking it out. It's a lot of truth behind it when you just did there.
Trying to wipe it out.
Trying to wipe everything out. So you won't know. So they can get rid of the history. So they can get rid of this and they can get rid of that. And they start implementing what they want you to know and what they feel like is right. We have social media. We have the internet. We have all this stuff where we can go gain the knowledge of what we need to gain now. And some of us don't even want to do it. We too busy want to party. I don't have nothing against people that want to have a good time because I like to have a good time myself. I don't have no problem with that. But educate yourself at the same time. We're in a world now of education, and education is very important.
It's a video I seen recently, and it's very sickening as to what happened. I forgot the name of the show, but this woman had told this other young lady saying that she looked like Emmett Till. That's already messed up on its own. There was another video of I think this girl was like maybe in high school or whatever. And she said, don't nobody give a F about Emmett Till. Then proceed to double down, go on social media, said she did the research or whatever. And she said Emmett Till was a female victim of SA. I don't know where you got that information from, but I just want you to know you wrong for what you said. And it's like, bro, it's easy to find messed up on its own. I don't get it. I don't get it. It's like they don't be caring.
Mm-hmm.
To the point they even trying to erase that from history. As if it didn't happen.
Yeah. So my kid's father isn't in their life as a safety measure. So I've been trying to pick up the slack 6 years in, and I'm realizing it's just not the same. No, It's not the same. But then again, I myself didn't have my father in the home as a child either. The role of a father is very important. It's very important. It'll shape them boys. And I get it, because some women be like, I'm a mother and a father. And I get that. You are a mother. And fathers need to be there to give that shape to that boy, to where he can grow up to be a teenager, to where he can grow up and be a young adult, to where he can grow up and be a man. It's to shape him, help shape him and mold him. And speaking of that, the role of parents and believers, we cannot be passive, and guardians. Parents, leaders, as guardians and parents, leaders, and believers, we must rise. Train up a child in the way they should go. We talked about it on his podcast. I refuse to let my son go through what I did. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Cover them in prayer daily. Speak life. Speak life into your kids, identity and purpose into them. I'm gonna stop right there for a minute. Speak life. Don't speak that mess. You ain't gonna never be nothing. Don't speak that mess right there. Speak life into them. You can accomplish anything that you can in life. Because if you don't speak life into them, the enemy gonna speak something else into them, and then they gonna turn against you.
Get a hold of them.
So that's why you got to get a hold of them. Now, all this stuff that we see on social media, these little kids doing all this stuff, the enemy is sitting back laughing. He's sitting back laughing. And I know a lot of people don't believe this, but they are pedophiles that watch them kids. So popping your little hip, grind, and all this other little stuff, no shirt on, all the kind of stuff, little boys and all this kind of, they'll watch it. The enemy's like, yeah, there they go. There they go get him. I dare somebody speak negatively towards my son. Built to entire. Yeah, but he sounds like my granddaddy, boy.
Don't mess around with
Built swinging like you karate. But speak life into these kids. These kids is just waiting on somebody to speak life into them. Sometimes they don't even get it from home, because the parents are negative towards them. Speak life into these kids. Sometimes they don't get it inside the families. They always get the negative. You're gonna be just like sister. You're gonna be like your daddy. You're gonna be like your mama. They ain't about nothing. You ain't gonna be about nothing. Speak life into your kids. That's why it's so easy for the enemy to get a lot of those kids, because the enemy is speaking life, but not the life that they need to hear. He's speaking a life of be this destructive person. Go do this kind of stuff. Go do porn. Get on drugs. Sell drugs. Go out here and have a whole bunch of babies out of wedlock. Don't take care of them. That's the negative stuff they're speaking. Go unalive some people so you can be famous for unaliving people. That's not famous. But then when they go to prison, the devil said that, yeah, that's one down, million to go. I feel like as a mother, we are built to be nurturing, and trying to double as the father isn't natural. It's hard for my son to look at me as a person that kisses his cuts and baby talks him, snuggles him, and also look at me as a person who disciplines him and tells him what life is like as a man growing up. But you're doing everything you can as a mother.
Mm-hmm.
Everything you can. Just don't prevent him from stumping his toe and stuff like that. Sometimes they need that pain so they know how to overcome that pain.
Yeah.
You can't kiss the boo-boo all the time.
Sometimes they need that. You all right?
Yeah, you all right. Now speaking of that, just like in the movie Ray, Life of Ray Charles, when he went blind, his mother wanted to go pick him up, but she had to let him learn to adjust to his new life of being blind. And don't let nobody take advantage of you.
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, I'm going to say this while I'm here. I'm proud of both of you for what you've been doing. It's a sight to see father and son doing these type of things together. And my boy B, We became brothers in such a short time frame. Literally, family. Now, I genuinely appreciate you accepting me, man. For real, it really means a lot, man. We appreciate you, bro. Appreciate that right there, man. You know, I could whip out a belt too. But you good, man. You family with it. You family with us, man. You know, one thing I like about Darius, y'all, he's straight up. He's straight up. If you ever been on him when he's commenting in the comments, he don't sugarcoat. That's what I love about him.
He keep it straight up, boy.
He's straight up, and that's what we need in this world right now. We need some people that are gonna be straight up.
Yeah.
When we have these mentorships and when we have these events for the kids to come out and stuff, we do not sugarcoat this stuff with these kids.
And that's why I look at him as a brother too, because he is older than me. But it's been times where I've maybe been out of line and stuff. He checked me and vice versa. You need that.
Yeah.
And even his own son, I view him as like my little nephew.
Yeah. Put him in check there. When I ain't around, get him.
He just said, thank you. I needed to hear that.
Yeah. When we talk to these young people, now we're going out swing that belt together. It's some of these kids that need that.
Yeah.
It ain't gonna, your parents is not gonna hurt them. It's not gonna hurt them. But when we have these mentorships and Hollis gonna have these things, these events for the kids to come out, and Brothers for Life had these events for the kids to come out. You know, if y'all know Brothers for Life, one of them, a classmate, Roger Haley, or the good friend Titus Hakeem, Peter McNeil. I mean, his daughter is even in his K2 Smooth. She's in the. I mean, this is what's it about. And they're giving back to the community. I'm gonna try to get them back on here and try to get them all on here at one time. We did it at the Christmas event, but we be straight up with these kids. We don't sugarcoat this stuff with these kids. We're telling these kids what they need to hear and not what they want to hear. I need to attend these events. I got a lot to say. Hey man, whenever you're in town, hopefully we are having something at that time. We sure love to have you. If not, you come on here and share that on here.
Mm-hmm.
It don't make no difference to us. But we don't sugarcoat nothing. When we was there, I said plainly, the system does not care nothing about you.
And it's a good thing to have these type of events, and not only, you know, young men like me and my brother Darius and stuff. It's good to have people like us doing this as well, because it encourage other young men and teenagers and stuff like that to do the same thing. And we set an example. Not only you getting, you know, the wisdom and knowledge from the older generation, and before them, you getting the younger generation as well. And we need that.
Yeah, that's why this platform right here was created. Out of his mind. Say that we can work that out. I need you busy anyway. That's cool. Yeah. You say you can cook. Come on and cook.
Or said nice balance. Yeah.
Appreciate it.
You get both insights.
Get both insights.
And
Your first time, if it's y'all first time ever tuning in with us on Real Talk Conversation, we welcome you all.
Mm-hmm.
It's a platform that's been created to come together, to commune together, and not divide each other. There's too much division in this world already. We don't need to divide no more. There's too much already going on. But we be honest with them kids. We let them know the system is not for you. They don't care nothing about you. They don't care nothing about you. Once you get in that system, it's easy to get trapped up in that system, but it's hard as hell to get out of it. Let me just put it that way, plain and simple.
Yeah.
It's hard to get out of that system.
It's a comedian that I watch, Ali Sadiq. He been in prison before. Was in it for 6 years. I like watching him and he explain his story because he tells the real of what it's like to be in there. And when you go to prison and all that stuff, they strip your name away. Your identity is whatever number they give you. And he said himself, it's hard to get out that mindset because you have to remember that number.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, you want me to cook? Yeah. Say that then. I'm saying it. I'm gonna show you some of my techniques as a coach. I'm glad that way I can sit back and just enjoy the food. I go get us some drinks and stuff at the store.
Like I said, it amazes me that males tend to use multiple women for different things, but it shows their inner unhealed child. And for women, it's exhausting. Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of times women, a lot of times women, men using multiple women or do be around multiple women because it had been taught.
Mm-hmm.
It has been taught. Go on out there and get you a bunch of girls. And there was a reason for that. Go on out and get you a bunch of girls and do this. But they didn't ever say, but if you get a bunch of kids, those are your responsibilities. They don't tell you that.
Right.
She said, how do the kids respond to when you communicate with them? I'm glad you asked that. When we say that, they be like,
yeah,
they be shocked.
And
they talk back. They be like, what else is going on? What would they do? Do they do this to us? And they start talking. That's all it takes is somebody to open up the door, and then you got to have an ear to just listen to them and not always try to have a response.
Trying to lecture them off the real. You can still do it, but approach it differently to where they understand and want to come back and get more information. But
the response is they be like, and they start being in tune to what you're saying. Because now they're not looking at what they see on TV. They listen to what's real out here.
And they appreciate it because they're getting it from
both
generations. Yeah, other generations as well. And that's why we came up with this. Because one, you don't see a lot of fathers and sons do this no way. But it's needed. And it'll open many people's eyes, especially young men, to do stuff like this.
Yeah. So it's no joke in there. It's real life. Man, you know what? Pastor James Jr., if you ain't doing that, man, let me know if you're not doing that. I've seen a nigga let you jump on, let you share. Here's somebody that we had on here, and he was sharing what was going on in there. He'd been in there. I made a lot of mistakes. I have learned from them. I truly want to go back and apologize, but I know it's unnecessary. So I ask God for forgiveness. Since then, I've been so much better. Yeah, and if you do see them, ask for forgiveness, man. If they don't forgive you, at least you did your part. That's what counts. You did your part.
Like I said on, my podcast, do you forgive yourself?
Yeah. They go to the streets and have to find out the hard way. And you know what? I'm glad you said that, Morgan, because the streets will welcome them in with open arms.
With no hesitation.
With no hesitation. Now, I'm seeing the link, man. I'm seeing the link. And with no hesitation. And we're going by their business. But Barbara, going back to what you were saying, they respond. They respond and be like, wow. For real. Wow. For real. I said, yes. And we also talk about death. Young people, y'all can. And this for the spiritual people too. Y'all Christian folk. Don't think your child can't go to hell. Your child can go to hell too. Yes, they can.
Yeah.
I know you don't want to hear that. Yes, they can. Yes, they can go to hell. But we trying to prevent them from being locked up and going to hell too. But sometimes prison will make them do better. And when they get out, they don't go back. Some of them don't go back because they change their mindset and they see what's going on inside. But we thank you. We thank y'all for these questions and stuff and these comments because and the question, because somebody's gonna see this later on and they're gonna see this and be like, oh man, that can help me. They can help me. They can help me. But the young folks, they're intrigued with it now. And we let them know once that casket lid is closed,
that's it.
That's it. Once that they put you in the back of that hearse, so you get cremated or they take you to the cemetery, that's it.
Death don't care about what age you are, where you come
Nope.
from, what race you are. It don't care about none of that.
None of that. When the Lord gets time to pull your card, that's it. It's nothing else behind that. I mean, for real.
That's just the reality of it.
It's just a reality.
And you have to keep it straight up with them. But back to what you were saying, Barbara. Yeah, they be intrigued by it. And they want to learn. Like I said, it's best because you getting it from different generations' perspective on what it's like, and it's very much needed. So they appreciate it, and they see that we trying to listen to them and hear them out.
Yeah,
It makes them want to learn more, become more educated, and then they can get their friends and family, whoever, to come listen as well. And learn.
come listen as well and learn, and trying to help them not go to prison and fall into that.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes they have to see that piece of hell so they can choose a different path because before it's too late. Yes, they do.
Yeah.
Yes, they do. I agree with that.
Sometimes you just have to let them go through it.
As my mama say, you gotta let them hit that wall sometime. You gotta let them hit that wall. And going back to this, we speak the life into these kids. Don't let these kids just wander out there. Speak life into your children. I mean, you can start speaking in life into your kid early as 3, 4, 5, 6. Mm-hmm. Let them know they can be. Let them start saying to them, "Be better than me." I know some of y'all can't say that because you don't want your kids to be better than you. You should. You should always want your children to be better than you. Always.
Darius said, "I like to go to the source for everything. My mom only runs genuine knowledge. It has questions, so I go find the answer." Yeah.
That's right. And we get ready to bring up our friend, Pastor James. James, what's up, man?
Hey, man, how y'all doing, brother? How you doing?
Man, we good, man. What's going on with
you? Ain't nothing. I just tuned in and I was hearing what y'all were talking about, and I said, man, let me tune in to this right here, because this is some good stuff, and this is life and this reality. And as y'all was saying, once that casket is closed, it's no coming back. It's no, you don't get another chance. I mean, it just is what it is, and and I was hearing y'all talking about the life in prison. Man, I had to see and experience some wild stuff that goes on inside of the prison. And the stuff that we see on TV, that ain't real. But when you come face to face, and when you walk through those doors and you hear them doors close, and they ain't gonna open until you done finish your time. You got to be a big boy now. Ain't no more crying, ain't no more talking about I'm sorry. You got to be a big boy. You was a big boy when you was doing it, so now you got to be a big boy to face the consequences.
Yes.
And without you, our youth, they don't think about the consequences. All they think about is just doing it and thinking that they're gonna get away. But I done seen plenty cry. Mom and daddy. No, mom and daddy can't help you. You got to face the reality of the situation that you did. You did it. And we have to be careful. We all have did some things, and some got caught and some didn't. Mm-hmm. But and then when you do stuff and you get caught and you go to prison, don't sit in prison with an out of mind thinking about what you're gonna do when you get out. Make some changes Because if you keep doing the same thing, you're gonna keep ending up in the same place. And when I was in there, I was like, man, I can't wait to get out. And you say you're gonna change and you're gonna do this, but in order for that to happen, like they say, you have to change people, places, and things. Because if you hang around that same group that's doing the same thing, eventually you're gonna end up doing what they're doing. And when you get in them balls, ain't no homies in there with you. Ain't no homies gonna send you nothing. They ain't gonna care nothing about you. And so that's why this program is real vital. And you have to have somebody that been there, did that. You know, everybody ain't gonna listen. Everybody is gonna have to, bump their head. They're gonna have to bump their head. But if we could just have one, from going or doing wrong, then our labor is not in vain.
Yeah.
Amen. That will, and I'm glad, man, I'm glad you tuned in so you can jump on and let these people know. Some of the parents that may be on here, and some of the kids that even may be listening to, let them know this is no joke. That life is no joke. He said, as a correction officer at a prison, a lot of men in there that said can't wait to get out came right back and say, this is home. It's all I know. I've been here for years. Yeah, I don't heard a lot of them say that kind of stuff. And I know you have too, bro, James. I know you have too.
Oh yeah. For some people, that's actually what it is. They home. When you in there with people with 300 years, 900 years, 99 years, 80 years, hey, that's home. That is never getting out. And so those people, you would think that they were just violent, but most of the time they be chilling, minding their own business. You would think, oh man, he ain't never getting out. Why he ain't wilding? Because he know this my home, so this is where I got to live. So why would I make the situation worse than what it already is? And so, when you get locked up, you got to have a mindset. You got to have a mind change. You can't go in there with the same mind you got on the streets, because you ain't in the street. You in a real environment where you can't run, you can't hide. You living in a dorm. You living in a dorm with about 60 grown men. One sleep on the bottom, one sleep on the top. And when they tell you lights out, when they say count time, when they lock those gates, they cut the TV off, then you have to obey their command. And here you is in a room with 60 grown men. And just say you had an altercation with one on the basketball court or whatever. If they decide to attack you, where you gonna run? By the time the officer get in there to try to save you, man, they don't bust you upside the head with this and them jokers in there, they play for keeps. They play for keeps. See, the same way you respect me out here on the streets or disrespect, those guys is not gonna play no kind of disrespect. They ain't gonna tolerate it. They're not gonna tolerate it. And so when I was in there, I respected the rules. I respected everybody. I gave respect. I got respect. I looked at how people were moving. I paid attention to my surroundings. And you know, I try to make my time as less hard than it already was. And then when you far away, when you far away, it ain't no visit. It ain't no
Mhm.
visit. Your family, you know, your family ain't gonna travel no 200-300 miles away. They love you, but they just can't come that far, you know. And so my time in prison, I learned. I had to go several times before I learned, but I decided, well, this a better way. This here is just wasted time. And I could be out with my family. I could be doing something positive. I could be doing anything else instead of getting up, going to sleep, getting up, going to sleep. And when you in there, oh, you're gonna do something. You're gonna either go to school, you're gonna work on the road squad, you're gonna work in the kitchen. You ain't just gonna go in there and just say, well, I'm gonna just sleep all day. Ain't gonna be none of that. They gonna put you to work somewhere. You're gonna work in the clothes house. You're gonna do something. Sweeping the floors, cleaning the dorm. You gonna do something. And so I just took the advantage of my time and did it to the best of my ability. And I made it out. And I made a promise to myself. I ain't going back in here. When they let me go in 1998, I ain't looked back and I made a promise to myself. I ain't going back. And you know, uh, that's why the Bible says, honor your mother and father. See, we get in trouble because we disrespect our elders. We got all the sin. We know everything. But when it comes down to facing real reality and the consequences, see, behind every action, there's a reaction. And, you know, you try to reach whoever you can. And some gonna listen and some not gonna listen. But as Mama used to say, if you make your bed hard, you might
Gotta
well go and
live.
lie.
Yes, yes. I done heard that so many times myself. And everybody, if this is your first time tuning in to Real Talk Conversation, we appreciate everyone for tuning in and jumping on Real Talk Conversation, where a platform has been created to come together, to commune together, not divide each other. You know, it's so much that is happening that our young people think it's so cool that it's they think it's a badge of honor to go to prison. I ain't never seen that as a badge, but it is so sad. And like Keisha said, she says nowhere to run, and they know all the blind spots, and the prison knows there are blind spots, but choose not to correct them. And even as an officer, we're told which inmates not to mess with, which ones are able to get away with doing things because there's a system in the prison in place. And she also said, I, a woman, walk the floors of a dim lit cell of 60 plus grown men to count at night. We are told when to check for life, dead bodies hiding under sheets as if they are asleep.
Mm.
I know when my sister worked at the correctional center before she passed away. She used to tell me a lot of the stories. She didn't tell me the confidential stuff. But she was telling me a lot of people think what you see on TV, like you said, that stuff ain't real. That's TV. She gave me the real stuff. And so did my cousin and one of my brothers that worked there. Boy, it's not a joke, people. And we're trying our best to talk to these young people to try to get them off the street and try to help them save their lives. And not only just the young people, some of these grown folks.
Yeah. And those women COs, oh man, they have it the worst. They get it the worst. If they don't comply to what the inmates say, they call them all kinds of names. Oh man, it's a whole lot of vulgar stuff that they go on in there. That when they look at a female, You know how your mind fantasize. I mean, it's rough, and I wouldn't want my wife, my sister, no woman, friend, to work in a prison because it can be toxic. It can be uh, psychological, emotional. That you got to go to work and deal with that, then come home and bring that home, and you know, and some of the guys are so disrespectful to the women CEOs, and man, you just be shaking your head, but like, man, how can you know, how can you talk? How can you say that to someone's mother, someone's sister, someone's girlfriend? Because it could be the other way around. So, uh, some of these women that are CEOs, you got to be tough. To take that job, you got to be physical and you got to be emotional tough.
Man, I understand. 'Cause my sister, she was tough. She one of them tough old cookies too. She was tough. But I'm looking at it, and one thing, even when I'm in church, I always say this to the church. Church, y'all better wake up, especially with these young people. You better wake up and listen to what's going on to these young kids. These young kids are not talking about certain stuff just to be talking about it. I'm looking at how they listen to some of this music, and some of this music is dealing with witchcraft. Some of this music is dealing with the Ouija boards, and they're opening up portals that y'all don't really understand, because a lot of y'all don't think this spiritual world is real, but they're opening up portals that once they're open, it's gonna be hard to close it. It's gonna take a lot of prayer. That's why the Bible said we fight not against the flesh and blood, but the principalities of stuff, the spiritual stuff. And they're opening it up. It's a lot of music that have a lot of witchcraft and Ouija board, demonic stuff in it. But a lot of y'all parents, y'all don't listen to that music, and I understand it. I listen to it not for the pleasure of it, so I can know how to deal with some of these kids.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. And you know, I I preached this morning, and the message this morning was, Lord, help me to see myself. I don't want to see the members. I don't want to see my neighbor, but God help me to see myself. Show me me. And when you show me me and show me where I have fallen short, show me where I'm doing this wrong, then after he helped me, that I can be a help to someone else. And then the Bible says, if you have a speck in your eyes, how you going to help me to get the beam out of my eyes? For the blind shall lead the blind, both shall fall. And so, I hate that the route that I went, but the experience that God allowed me to deal with while I was in there, because man, you have to be not just only physically strong, but you have to be mental. Man, when you go inside those bars and you hear all this chatter, and you know, man, you don't know nobody, you there by yourself. You have to be mentally fit, because the devil will play on your mind, and man, people, some in there was committing suicide. They couldn't take it no more, you know. And don't just think that they have bullies on the street, but they got bullies in prison too. People bullying other people for money, for food, uh, man, extortion. Man, it is real in there. I mean, people, you sitting up, minding your business, and all of a sudden somebody might just come and just hit you in the head with an iron bar. Man, people were getting stabbed. COs were getting cut. And I'm sitting there and I was like, man, what in the world is this? I won't used to, I won't used to this. And I was praying and I was saying, Lord, hurry up, please get me off this camp here. And, like I say, them people that with 200, 300 years, they ain't got, they don't care nothing about taking my life or your life. They ain't got, then you in there, you got men sleeping with men. Man, it was crazy. And look, and ain't nothing you could do it. And sometimes the COs see it and they walk right past like they ain't seen nothing. And man, people, and like you say, these young guys thinking it's cool. They thinking it's cool. Yeah, we finna do this, we finna turn up here, but when they get in that courtroom and the judge sentences them and reality sits in and they call you the next morning, hey, get your stuff up. You're getting ready to get shipped out. Man, hey, it's gonna get real now. It's gonna get real now.
Wow. Yeah. We're gonna read some of these comments on the screen. Said, and I had it good. I know I'm surrounded by a bunch of men. I nodded my head as respect. I said, good morning. How's everyone's day? You good? I have to make it home to my kids at the end of the day. I was one of the few respected, and I saw that very loosely because I knew at the end of the day I'm not safe. But I demanded respect with my body language, my response to disrespect. And music itself is spiritual. That's why it can change our mood in a second. That's why we can remember word for word without trying, but we can barely remember our brother's phone number. That's so true. What you listen to, what you hear affects who you are and how you act. Those portals are open within you. Someone who listens to music about killing all the time won't value life as much as someone who doesn't. But that's just how my opinion, I guess. And my prison had a pod for teenagers as well. Only one in Arkansas that allowed teenagers in the prison. And they would allow some of the Muslim men to go in and talk to the teens in there. And that's one thing about, that's one like my shirt that I have. It said it doesn't matter to you until it affects you. See, we don't care about these kids because it's not our kids. But as soon as it starts being your kids, now you want everybody to be on your side. You want the help. That's why we need to be more and care and matter about the kids now, even though it cannot be none of our kids. We still need to love and care about the other kids because it could be your kid very easily. But thank God it's not. But that's why we need to care about these other kids as well as our own, because it used to be back in the day, it took a village to raise a kid. We got away from the village. Now we're trying to bring the village back to where we can help these kids and help these kids to live, because a lot of them are not even living past the age of 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And they said now the teens are more disrespectful to me than adults. And they are. They're very disrespectful. And we gotta grab hold to these kids now before it really gets out of hand. I mean, it's already out of hand before it get too far out of hand. And like I said earlier, before you jumped on, Jane, to me, the schools are the biggest playground for the enemy to go get them, because there's no parents around. A lot of their teachers are not really going to say them because you can't really say nothing to the kids without getting in trouble yourself. So it's just so much going on right now. And it's sad and it's heartbreaking. And then when you look and you see a young person in that casket, I seen one time it was about 4 or 5 young people unalive. The mother had a funeral for her kids.
Jesus.
And the oldest one was 16. So she buried her 16-year-old, her 13-year-old, her 9-year-old, and her 7-year-old.
Jesus.
That's a lot on one parent, especially the mother. And to see that father, when I seen that father he was about to lose his mind because he had to bury all 4 of his kids, and they was all boys. Parents, it is serious out here in this world. It is very serious out here in this world. Do not take this stuff that we see for granted. There's a lot of stuff that are distractions. Watch those distractions because it's trying to get you all focused on these young people. It's a bunch of distractions. We grown. We should know distractions by now.
Yeah.
Every now and then something will slip through, but we should know some distractions now. I mean, pay attention, kid. Pay attention to your young people. Some of these young people are putting up gang signs. Pay attention to them. Some of these young people are doing stuff that you might not think they're doing. Pay attention to them. And parents, open up that door where your kids can come talk to you. Some parents, the kids can't even come talk to you. I know a guy, he come talk to me before he go talk to his own parents. Because I said, and listen, he want to get something off his chest. Go ahead and say what you got to say. I ain't here to judge you. I'm here to help. We supposed to be servants. We supposed to be here to help. And I know we can't save everybody.
Right.
But like you said, if we can save one, if we can get one.
Yes, sir. And I had experienced that myself, the young guy in the church. And I just tried to take him under my wings and, we ride out, just to ride out, and, listen to what he had to say and he told me, he said, man, he said, you treat me and do things with me that my dad don't do. And, man, that just touched me because I've been in that situation. My dad, he left me when I was around about 14 years old. And I didn't see him again till I was like 32, And, I can't use that as an excuse because we all was taught right or wrong. But it's so important, not just for the mother, but the father be in his son or daughter life, especially son, because when we get to the age that mama done did all she can do, and there's certain things a mother can talk to her son about. It's certain things that, a child gonna receive from the mother. But when the father speaks, when the father say, hey, use his authority, glory to God, that child do listen. Now, like you say, now when he get older, then his choice is on him. But if we can stop them now and teach them now and train them up now, and talk to them and let them know, hey man, that's the wrong way. I did that. I've been there. And most of these guys, young guys today, what they are doing now, I done did that, bro. You know, y'all ain't doing nothing. I shot the gun. I fought. I sold the drugs. I smoked the drugs. You know, what y'all doing now, we done did that. You know what I'm saying? I done been to jail. I done been to prison. I done beat up. I done been beat up. So, you know, you ain't got to prove nothing to me because I already done been there and did that. But what I'm saying today is that you don't have to be in that type of environment, you know, because one thing about the world will show you how to do right and wrong, you know. And sometimes, you know, just for me, you know, I felt more love when I was around the homies. I felt, you know, hey, when they doing this, you know, saying, hey, let me do this because, you know, we're a group, you know, and I don't want to be considered a weakling. I don't want to be considered a punk. I don't want to be considered a scary cat. So hey, you know, I don't know what I'm doing, but hey, I'm gonna follow them. I'm gonna do like they do. But when you get caught, it's each man for himself. You know, they'll tell you, I'm with you, I'm down with you. But then when you come to find out, they said you was the one that did it. They put all the blame on you, and here you thinking, hey, they my partner. This my partner. This my, you know, ride or die. And so, man, this life, man, this, you know, trying to reach these young people, man, it's a battle because you're fighting against the music, you're fighting against the drugs, you're fighting against the influence of somebody else. You know, they see they doing this and doing that. They see their parents ain't doing nothing or saying nothing. And so what they do, they figure, well, I'm gonna go home and try. I'm gonna see can I get away with it at home, you know. And uh, man, I'm grateful to God that God spared me through all the crazy stuff, dumb and stupid stuff that I was doing. And that's what it was, dumb, crazy, and stupid.
Man, yeah. Man, James, man, Pastor James, man, we appreciate that, man. And thank you for jumping on and sharing that insight
Yes,
with us
sir. Yes,
and
sir.
letting us know about,
Yes,
man,
sir.
about this stuff right there. Um, Matter of fact, before I get off, why I got your own, let everybody know where you have your church service at. If they in the Richmond County, Anson County, uh, Stanley County area, let them know.
We are we at the ballroom in Hamlet, North Carolina, and we there every Sunday from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. every Sunday morning. And so you have time to come, and if you know want to come and you have time to still make it to your service or another service, you know we don't hold nobody hostage. You know we just out to do the will of God, and uh, so that's where we be at every Sunday morning from 10 to 11. And I continue to pray for this platform, and I pray for you and your son because y'all, whether you know it or not, y'all are doing a great job, and you're making a change and a difference because you know the devil may have you thinking that you ain't doing nothing, but somebody, somebody is listening. Somebody listening. They might not say it. You might not be recognized right then, but I promise you, somebody is listening to what y'all are saying. And it caught my attention. And that's why I'm here today because I'm with trying to help and rescue our youth.
Okay, man, we appreciate that so much, man. You know, anytime, brother. you see us on, it's a topic that you might want to jump on, just like you just did, man. I've seen the link. You can jump on. It's no problem, because our doors are open.
All right. Okay.
Our doors open like that because we get ready to get up out of here. But man, we appreciate giving that insight, y'all. Everybody that's in the comment, if you're here, don't worry about it because y'all see him now. Y'all seen him the first time. Y'all see him again. I'm quite sure he gonna pop up again somewhere. So y'all just stay tuned. Y'all come back and just watch. And Brother James, we're gonna let you go on, man, and we get ready to close this thing out on our.
All right, all right. Y'all bless y'all, man. Y'all be blessed.
You too, man. Take care.
Take care.
Y'all seen that? A man that's been inside. Now he's changed. He's a preacher now. He's trying to save folks. He's trying to help folks. Matter of fact, even people my age. See, I'm not afraid to talk about my age. I thank God I live to see 57. Some of y'all don't like to talk about your age. That's you. That's you. I talk about my age. And these two eyes, with the help with the other two now, when I'm reading something though, but these two eyes have seen a lot of stuff that a lot of y'all have never ever seen in your life, but on TV. I don't seen some stuff with these two eyes. I don't share it with my kids what I don't seen sometimes. That's why I always say to my kids, if you want to know anything, you gotta worry about asking nobody about me. You come talk to me. I tell you everything about my life because my life is an open book. I'm transparent with them about my life. Have I had a lot of women? Yeah, I would tell you that. Of course. They think they got here. See, most men can't admit that. So that lets you know I don't sugarcoat no with my children. For what? If I sugarcoat it when then they find out the truth, they'd be like, Daddy, you just be lying. So I just tell them the truth. But we got to get to these kids. Churches, you got to wake up about these young people. Young people are not coming to your church. You got to go get them.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. I ain't talking about nobody church. There are some pastors that God has ordained to get them young people. Can't get mad at them when God got somebody ordained to get them, because maybe you can't get them, but they can. So if you're a jealous-hearted pastor like that, then you might want to check yourself. Because maybe I'm not a pastor, but maybe I can reach that young person that you can't reach, and vice versa. Being in the ministry is not about jealous heart. Being in the ministry is not about, it's about you and your congregation and how big your congregation is and all this right here. It's about helping one another and helping, especially young people now. It's about that. Get out your ways of it's about you. Because when you die, your title don't mean nothing in heaven. You ain't gonna be no pastor up there. Ain't but one king and one father up there. One, not you.
Mm-hmm.
You may have the title in front of your name, but that is not going to get you into heaven. If you think I'm lying, read for yourself. But we get me to get up out of here, man. What you got going on?
Yeah, like I said, got these dance videos and stuff coming up. Your boy been in the lab working hard on that. Gonna be collabing with some people when it comes to dance related, but also in the sickle cell community. Plan on doing some big things when it comes to that. Still working on the merch, still working on my book and all that. I got some new things that I'm working on, some stuff that I'm like focused on now. Slowly getting back into the groove of everything. I am starting back, my videos I normally been doing, like the motivational and all that other stuff. I still be doing it. So I don't feel like that's going away. It's still here. I'm still doing it. But I just been focused, trying to get right mentally, emotionally, physically, and all that. Focus on other things, but also focus on my health, because a lot of y'all know I ain't been in the hospital for about 4 or 5 months now, just about. So I'm trying to maintain that and stick on that. Trying to stay out so I can continue to do what I love to do. Continue to do this because it's very much needed. And yeah, that's pretty much about it on my end.
Me, myself, we we probably won't do nothing next week because I got to do some church next week. You know, if I get here in time, you know, we might do something. If we do, it'd be just heels. But I got to do something. I think the program started at 2, and it might last maybe an hour. But you know, if he say he got a topic, we'll do heels. But what I got going on, y'all see, I got the merch on. It doesn't matter to you until it affects you. Got this. You want one? You want to cop one of these merch right here? Hit me up, DM me. Get you one, and you know, it's for a good cause. You know, it helps buy the equipment, and I'm trying to do other little business stuff. This gonna be one of my side business right here. Get my little stuff out there. I ain't trying to hit nobody in the head. $50 a shirt or nothing like that. I ain't trying to do all that. But I got this going on. I got another shirt I'm gonna get my niece to make, and that's be on the lookout for that one too. But she been had it, but we couldn't get together to come get it. Her time and my time was just off, and then we finally got it met, and I got my shirt. So we got this going on. This is my new part of the business. I'm start doing with my shirts and stuff. I got another business going on. We're talking about y'all know about the dollar value. It's just worth 3 cents now. It ain't worth nothing. It ain't worth it. It may look like it's worth something in your hand because it's $1, but it's not worth nothing like that. And I don't venture into that business because I'm trying to, like the Bible says, I'm trying to leave an inheritance for my children, my son and my daughter's children. If they ever decide to have kids one day, I'm not that type of parent that be like, you got to have some grandkids. You got to have some I'm not that type of parent. They don't have any. That's their life. I can't live their life. They live their own life. But I got that going on. You want to know more about that business right now? You know, I'm starting to talk about it a little bit on Facebook. But if you want to know about that, DM me. I will send you some information. We can talk. We can chat.
He's teaching me about it so that way I can share it to y'all and stuff and teach some of y'all friends, family, whoever, you know, that want to know.
He get ready to join too. So
yeah, we all trying to eat out here.
I'm trying to set up something so where I ain't trying to work till I'm 80 years old. There's a lot going on. I mean, people got a lot of business and stuff going on. So I'm just trying to be a part of that and be a blessing to somebody else. Because it is a blessing in that. It may not look like it. And one of the reasons I don't pay attention to a lot of people when they say, oh, that's just some stuff that ain't real stuff. Because a lot of people can tell you that kind of stuff and be doing the same exact thing.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't want you to advance and for you to get forward. But yes, it doesn't matter to you until it affects you. Hey, hit me up, DM me, so I can place your order. I don't care if you're 1 year old or 101 years old. Matter of fact, my cousin Francis, Mrs. McCoy today, my cousin, she turned 99 years old yesterday.
Happy birthday.
99. Oh, that's woo. Well, she can tell you something. It's a lot of years. Like my mama, 92. A lot of years. It's a lot of years. It's a lot of wisdom up there they can share with you. But before we get out of here, I want to play this right here. This is what me and Neil were talking about Thursday on here. Because parents, grandparents, guardians, let your kids hear this clip right here.
You got a choice. You got talent. You got a chance, and I want to hear about your environment, what your mama didn't give you, and the white man won't give you no shot. You got a chance. Use it while you're still alive. You don't know what death is. You have no idea what death is. Make a decision.
That's a true statement. You have no idea what it is. None. You don't know what death is. You don't know what death is. Hmm?
Yeah.
I ain't played because the time with them strike me.
Yeah.
Strike me now, so trying to hold on, y'all.
I shared a video on my page.
Yeah, because I had it one time on my page. But because they did strike me, and they took one of my other videos down. What we did Thursday on Open Mic Night, but it's still on his
I'm
page.
about to share it right now.
And it's
so
still
you're
on
about to see it.
on my boy Neil page. It's still on his page too. But and y'all know, if y'all watch Open Mic Night, y'all know Neil outside. He be on here. Me and him be talking and chopping it up. He be chilling sometimes, but we be chopping it up, and we talked about, you know, the kids, your parent partying with your kids, and how the social media world is doing all this stuff. But you know, I can't worry about that. We got to get this truth out here, y'all. We talk about this truth, but we got to get it out here. And you know, I say all the time, I'm not the best at doing this right here. I get on here and just talk. I just talk what's on top of my head and say what's on top of my head sometimes.
We hope y'all have a good Sunday.
We all have a good Sunday, and you know, we get ready to roll up out of here, like the song said, roll out, roll out. But you know, we appreciate everyone coming through. Appreciate everyone taking the time. Appreciate all the ones that commented in the comment section. If you was a new person that came in today, we appreciate you jumping on, Donnie. If you're still in here, man, thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming in and even commenting. That's what it's about, because we don't know who will see this later on. We don't know who will be affected by this, and we don't know who is listening. So everybody, we give it a roll. We thank y'all. Come back. Stay posted. Stay on the lookout, because we do put a flyer up when we are on. So stay tuned and watch everything. We out of here, y'all.